Good evening, children. I hope everyone are doing fine. Let us continue with the chapter 9, that is soil. So in our previous class, we studied about soil and also layers of soil we studied, and even soil profile we studied, right? Now you have an idea about the layers of soil, isn't it? And you also know how soil is formed, and layers like A horizon, B horizon, C horizon, all this right, about soil profile. And also, I hope you people have performed activity to check out the layers of soil, isn't it? Yes. So now let us jump to next topic, that is soil types. So children, you already know about how soil is formed. It is by the process of weathering of rocks, isn't it? So weathering of rocks produce small particles of various materials, right? And the sand or a soil which is formed, it is completely depend on the type of the rock, right? And this might include sand and also clay, right? The relative amount of sand and clay depends upon the rock from which the particles were formed. ಇವಾಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕ್ಲೇ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೇ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅನ್ನೋದು ರಾಕ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ರಾಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲೇ ಸಾಯಿಲ್? ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ರಾಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ a parent rock. Now, how can you define a soil? It is a mixture of rock particles and humus. So what is humus, children? So I have said you about humus, right? So it is rotting dead matter that is there in the soil. It might be a plant waste or animal waste which is mixed in a soil. So we call it that as a humus. So now defining soil as a mixture of rock materials and also humus. So living organisms such as bacteria, plant roots and earthworm are also important parts of any soil. So if you take a soil, you can see many organisms in that. For example, bacteria and earthworm and many living organisms. Even plant root also lies in the soil, isn't it? So that these components are very important in a soil. Now, the soil is classified based on the basis of the proportion of particles of various size. See children, when you take up different types of soil, we see different particles present in the soil. So depending on the proportion of particles, so ಯಾವ ಥರ particles ಆ ಸಾಯಿಲಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬೇಸ್ಡು ಇದು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇಫ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆ ಸಾಯಿಲಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ ಆ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಸ್ಯಾಂಡಿ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. So what we call it as, children? We call it as sandy soil. If soil contains greater proportion of big particles, it is said to be sandy soil. Okay, so if the proportion of fine particles, ತುಂಬ fine particles ಇದೆ, it is relatively higher, then it is said to be clayey soil. Okay, so you have seen how clayey soil looks like, isn't it? So the size of the particles in a soil has an influence on its property. So it is because of their own properties. Okay, sand particles ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. It is quite large, right? They cannot fit close together. Because of their size, they can't fit together. So there are large spaces between them, and these spaces are filled with air. So ಎಲ್ಲಿ space ಇರುತ್ತೆ, so air occupy that space, right? So we say that the sand is well aerated. That means the space between the particles is more because air has been occupied there. So we call it as aerated. So water can drain quickly through the space between the sand. So whenever you plant a sapling in a pot, so first layer will be stones. So why is that layer we keep? Because so the water has to move easily beneath the roots, right? And even the soil will be very loose. So loose soil we prefer. Why? Because the water has to penetrate inside the soil, right? And water can drain out quickly through that spaces between the sand particle. So sandy soils tend to be very light and well aerated and rather dry. And clay particles, it being much smaller, they pack tightly, so leaving little space. So ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ clay soil ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Then what happens, it can't drain out the water easily. So clay soils have less air, but they are very heavy as they hold more water. So they becomes very heavy when we put water to the clayey soil. Why? Because it will hold the water than the sandy soils. Okay, and the best topsoil for growing plants is loamy soil. So remember, you may get a question, so which is the best topsoil for growing plants, children? It is loamy soil. So loamy soil, it is a mixture of sand, clay, and another type of soil particle that is known as silt. Silt occurs as a deposit in river beds. So usually this silt kind of soil is seen in a river side. Okay, so at the end of the river, the size of this silt particles is between those of sand and clay. So it will be between sand and clay. Silt will be between sand and clay. It is also one of the type of soil. And the loamy soil is very humus because it is very good for growing plants, right? And it has the right water holding capacity for growth of the plant. So this loamy soil is having much capacity to hold the water for sufficient supply of water to plants. Let us see how this soil looks like. So here you can see types of soil. So clay soil, loamy soil, sand soil, and silt. Okay, so these are the 4 types that you're gonna study in this topic. Okay, so you already learned now, right? And you have one activity, children. You have a lot of activity to perform. So what you need to do is, you need to collect some samples of clay soil, loamy soil, and sandy soil, and take a fistful of soil from one of the samples. So 4 samples ತಗೋತೀರಾ, 4 samples ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ 1 sample you should take it. Okay, so fistful in the sense ಕೈ ತುಂಬ. Okay, so remove any pebbles. So ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಪೆಬಲ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, you should remove it. Or if you find any rocks or grass blades from it, so ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ now you need to add water drop by drop and knead the soil, like for making a Ganesha idol. So we will do that, right? We will add water to soil and we make it like a clay and we do the models. So same like that. So you need to add water drop by drop and you need to knead it. Okay, add just enough water so that the ball can be made from it. Okay, but at the same time it should not be sticky. Okay, it should not stick to your hand. Try to make a ball from the soil on a flat surface. Roll this ball into a cylinder like how I was shown in the picture. Try to make a ring from the cylinder. Repeat this activity with other sample also. So can you make this kind of shapes in all the type of soil? No, it is not possible, right? And which clay is very fit for this? That is clay soil. Okay, so we use it for making pots, we use it for making sculptures and for idols. Okay, so you are familiar with that. You have all played with soil making idols, isn't it? Next we shall see properties of soil. So children, properties of soil. So we have listed some uses of soil, isn't it? And we have also performed few activities. Now we shall see the properties of soil. Under this you will be studying percolation rate of water in the soil. So what is percolation? So water flows horizontally through the soil of rocks under the influence of gravity. So you know gravity. Whenever you put something upward, it will automatically come downwards, right? That means the things flow downwards due to gravity, isn't it? So here Bojo and Pelly, what they are doing is they mark 2 different squares of 50 centimeter and 50 centimeter each. So on the land, what they do, they mark 50 centimeter into 50 centimeter square. Okay, so one on the floor of their house and the other one on the kacha, that is unpaved road. Okay, so unpaved road in the sense without tar. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಬ್ಬರು ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಸೊ 50 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒನ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಆಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಹೌಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆನ್ ದೇರ್ house, like on the floor of their house, they create one square, draw one square, and on the kacha road, they draw another square. So now they are going to fill 2 bottles of same size with water. So 1 liter bottle ankoli, okay, with the same size of bottle, they're gonna fill the water. They emptied the water from the bottles on each at the same time in the 2 squares. So they're gonna dig the square, like they pour it on the square, or they may dig, it is left to them. Okay, so what they are doing is they pour the water on the floors of each squares where they have drawn the squares, and they absorb that the water on the floor flowed down. So floor mele pour madidre water enagata, it will flow down. So if you pour water on the kacha road in the sense it mud like road. Okay, so if you pour water on that road, what happens? The soil absorbs the water because it has a space. As I said, the particles of soil has space between them, so that the air gonna trap in between that space, and it allows water to drain out easily, right? So this is what happened on the kacha road. So on the other hand, the water was absorbed. Okay, so now let us perform an activity to understand this much better. For this activity, you can see here. Okay, so this can be done in teams also, like, so we will have a team like A, B and C, and we will see about this activity. So in this activity, what we are going to find is how fast the water passes down the soil. So with the time and how much amount of water is passed. So we should ensure it. So we should ensure that each team, like we are made a group, and this we will discuss in the live session much better. Okay, so we will ensure that each team use pipes of the same diameter. So we will use a pipe which has the same diameter, for example 6 centimeter or 5 centimeter. Okay, so if possible we can get a tin can and cut off its bottom, so that water should like pass through. Okay, it should not have a end. Like we can use PVC pipe also, approx 5 centimeter. So okay, it will be available directly, and we need to cut into 20 centimeter long. So the height of the pipe should be 20 centimeter long, right? And at the place where we can collect the soil, place the pipe about 2 centimeter deep, like how it is shown in the picture. You should fit that pipe 2 centimeter in depth. Okay, and we need to take 200 ml of water in the pipe slowly. So we should pour 200 ml of water slowly. Okay, so to measure, for measuring 200 ml of water, we can use an empty 200 ml bottle, and we can note what amount of water is been percolated inside the ground. Okay, so by leaving the pipe empty, note the time again. So be careful not to let the water spill over or run down, because the amount of water will get wasted. And here you can see, first pipe is 20 centimeter long pipe with 5 centimeter diameter is fitted in the ground, and 200 ml of water is poured. So in the second picture you can see they are calculating the percolation rate. So how do you calculate the percolation rate? So percolation rate can be calculated by using the formula, that is amount of water in ml is divided by percolation, time taken for percolation in minutes. Okay, for example, we have taken a certain sample. So it took 20 minutes for 200 ml to percolate. So it take 20 ನಿಮಿಷ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. So 20 minutes it is taking to percolate 200 ml of water. So now you substitute the values here, 200 ml divided by 20 minute. So what is the answer? It is per minute it is taking 10 ml of water to percolate. Okay, so calculate the rate of percolation in your soil sample. You can do it easily, and compare your findings with your neighbor friends or with your family also you can do. Okay, so this is about the calculation of percolation rate of a soil. Okay children, so I hope you people have understood, isn't it? We shall discuss much about this in a live session. So children, I hope you followed the topic. So I'll be sending the worksheet, do solve it, or else I'll be sending the notes in case. Okay, whatever, I'll just intimate you in the group. Okay, see you all. Have a good day.